I was recently on a flight to New York and back, and had to deal with one of my most difficult moments, and that is the problem of davening on a plane. The minhag seems to be that everybody gets up and goes to some corner of the plane, squashes themselves together, and tries to daven in this extremely uncomfortable way in order to ensure that somehow the problem of tefillah b'tzibur is accounted for. Of course, in the middle of tefillah, the plane starts to shake, the lights go on, the stewardesses want you to go back to your seat, the people who are davening say that they are in the world of God and they're not worried about the plane that is shaking, and it causes distress and certainly does not aid in davening. Now, my rule of thumb has always been that if I can daven when the plane lands, I put it off until the plane lands. As far as davening on the plane itself, it is very difficult to find a place where you can daven with a minyan. Because as we said, there has to be a kind of togetherness in order to daven with the minyan. And I've noticed that sometimes there are these kind of poles in the middle of the plane where they have either bathrooms or kitchens, and people stand on either side. It's as though there's a mechitza, there's a wall that separates the people on one side from the other side. Nevertheless, they're all davening together. It's not clear where exactly the minyan is. So if there's a minyan on one side or on the other side and the other people are joining the minyan somehow, then that's reasonable. But if there is half a minyan on one side and half a minyan on the other side, then it's not clear at all that these people can join with each other in making an actual minyan. It's also well known that if a person can't stand during Shemona Esrei, if he's too sick or too feeble or too difficult for him, then he can daven sitting down, even though the Shulchan Aruch says that you should daven Shemona Esrei standing. Of course, the Mishnah always speaks about Amidah, standing up, that Shemona Esrei is called the Amidah. Nevertheless, it's true that someone who cannot stand can sit. Someone who is too sick or too tired or too feeble to stand can sit. And therefore, if you're on a plane, even if you're wearing your talis and tefillin, but it's become unacceptable by the law of the people who are in charge of the plane, the pilots, the stewardesses, etc., unacceptable to stand, there's no doubt that you can say Shemona Esrei while sitting in your seat. The main thing, I think, is that when you're on a plane and you have to daven and you have to say Shemona Esrei, try to do it in a way that is most respectful to the davening, of course, but also maintains respect for the other people. It's not good to daven near a bathroom that's in use during the time of davening. And therefore, it's important in this matter, to keep all of these different matters in mind. The best thing, to my mind, is to daven when you get off the plane, when you get to a place where the davening is more reasonable and easier to do, and that way the mitzvah is done properly, kavod, honor and grace, is given to all, and that way I wish you all a happy trip.